Hey everyone, I'm James Otter of Otter Surfboards, where we design and make wooden surfboards here in Cornwall. And I'm going to show you how we turn these into one of these. Hey everyone, welcome to part 5 of how we make our wooden surfboards. In our previous videos, you'll have seen me glue our frame onto our bottom skin, build the rails up and fit the nose and tail blocks. And now what we want to do is the last few steps to get ready to glue the deck on. Having fitted all of the rail strips and nose and tail block, the next thing we need to do is to prepare a surface on the top of those that's ready to accept the deck. So to give you an idea of what I now need to do to the board, I've got a cross section of our rails here where we've got our ribs, our bottom skin, and the way we've built our rail strips up. And we want our deck skin to sit up on top of our ribs and sit like this. So you can see the top of our rail strips is in the way. So I need to remove the top of the rail strips all the way down until it's flush with the top of, with where the rail strips meet the rib there. And what I'll end up with is a nice flat surface across the top of those rail strips that's going to give us a really good bond of the deck going down onto the top of those rails. So in order to do that, I'm going to take a couple of our little block planes and work my way along the board from nose to tail on those rail strips to start bringing in that flat surface. And then at the nose and tail, I normally use a power plane just to work through the solid blocks of the nose and tail, and I need to bring the whole board together so I've got a lovely surface for that glue up. As I'm starting to get close to a finished surface on the top of those rail strips, I always like to check with a nice straight edge how it's marrying across to those rail strips. Nice. So I'm looking for a nice flat surface on here with minimal amount of step in there. So there's a little bit left to go, but we're getting real close. So you've seen me check that I've got the rail strips to a nice flat surface on the top there where the deck's going to glue down. I've power planed around the nose and tail to make sure that surface continues all the way around the board. So I'm ready to start thinking about getting the top on. And I've got my top on checklist. I always think it's quite a big moment when we glue the deck down, so it's quite nice to have a little list to work our way through to make sure we're happy and confident, because once that deck goes down, there's no turning back. Nose and tail blocks, we've fitted those, we've got those ready, and we've knocked any excess off. The fin blocks, so if we were having fin boxes fitted into this board for removable fin systems, we'd need to put something inside the board. Normally we use offcuts of foam from a local shaper, but with this board we've decided to have glass on fins, so actually we don't need to have anything in the tail area at the minute. The vent block, so that is a block up here. Because the boards are hollow, they all get vented and they all need to be able to breathe. So for that we put a couple of bits of wood in the front end here. Then we need to measure our vent screw. So I've cut the nose, a little square end on the nose to measure exactly where that is, so that when I glue the top on, I can do the same again and we know where that is. Clean the inside. I'm about to get the hoover out, make sure I've got all those last little bits out of the inside. And we've got to get the clamps ready, which we've already done here. So we are very close to being able to get the glue out and get the top glue down. The glue that we use to fix our deck down is an epoxy, a bio epoxy, that we mix together, and then we mix it with some really fine sawdust to give it bulk and make it into a little composite material that makes a really, really strong bind. So I'm going to start mixing some of that up, put it into a piping bag, put it all the way around the board, across the frame, and then spread the glue out around the edge. And then I'm going to lift the top on and get clamping it down. So here goes. Nice. So with all those clamps on, we now need to leave it overnight for the glue to cure and go nice and hard for us. We'll come in the morning, get the clamps off and see how it's gone. All right, it's a new day. I've come in and I've taken the clamps off. Let's pick the board up and see how it feels. Right, that deck feels nice and solid on there. That resin's cured nicely for us. Oh, excited. So this board is now ready for shaping, and we'll get into that on the next video. If you've enjoyed this video, feel free to like and subscribe below. And if you'd like to get hands-on with the making of your own surfboard, you're more than welcome to come and join us on one of our 5-day workshops here in our workshop in Cornwall. Or if you want to order a custom from us that we make specifically for you, you can find out all of that information on our website at ottersurfboards.co.uk. Thanks for watching.